All right, folks. So if you're daft enough to believe that Vegas Matt's gambling is as real as it gets, or if you think that Bobby Rivas throwing tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars away, or Crazy Cody burn money playing like a prat is entertainment, then obviously you're in the wrong place and you certainly won't listen to me. But I'm telling you, the way these guys play is not something that you should copy, and they do it only because the casinos need them to. The casinos require them to. They would not be given a stage if they were to start kicking ass and showing you folks out there how to beat these games. They can be beaten. There are no guarantees. I have never said that there's a guarantee, but one thing I can guarantee you is that if you bet like Vegas Matt or Bobby Rivas or Crazy Cody or Mr. Handpay or any of those people, those professional losers, then you deserve to lose just the way they do. God damn, I wish I could understand computers. I've been struggling for days to get back into the screen recording business because I upgraded to a new computer and I could not get the screen recorder to recognize the microphone. And I've been fighting. It's now 5 o'clock in the morning and I've been up since, I don't know, about 2, struggling with this thing, and all of a sudden it's working. Oh well, never mind. Let's do a bit of play here before I go back to bed. That went well. That went better. Yeah, I'm certainly loving this new computer. The old one looked after me very well, but it died. Well, didn't die, it retired. That's double for the push. That's another double for the push. Love it. That's 2-3 now. Oh boy, now 5-6. That's what we needed. A nice dealer 22. Double for the loss. One, two. Oh yeah, another one. Lovely. Double for the loss. Very nice. Back to the min. Bugger. Double for the push. The dealer's doing well with those 22s. Ooh, nasty. 3-4, by golly. 7-8. 15-8 dropped to 3. 18-8. Oh boy, dear oh dear. 24-8. We're getting our asses kicked all of a sudden. 24-8. Alright, 21-8. So I think I'd better call that 5-2 in 500s. Hey! 7-4. Now we're going to have to run away, aren't we? Oh dear. Alright. Let me pause here. Okay, so we got a marker of 4,425 dangling here. Gonna have to go to a higher rent table. 5-4 in thousands, which I think is a little on the low side after what we've been through. Anyway, I'm going to go look for another table. Okay, 5-4 and the drop is 1. Oh dear. 7-4. Okay, so that's now we're back to 5-4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're at 1-2. Oh, perfect. Okay, so 6,000 up over here. Marker of 44.25. So we're about 15.75 up. So I'll take a screenshot of that and pause again because I've got to go back to the cheap seats. So here we go then. Oh, that was a pretty one. Oh, 1-2. Nasty. 3-4. Oh dear. 7-8. 1, 2, 3. I like that one. That's very pretty. Didn't make much on it. 1,500 we had out there, max. We got back 125, but that was in not exactly a split second, but it was quick. This is how you have to think of these things. You know, you are lending money to the house, short-term loan, and then you get your money back with interest. It's funny because I've started hearing the professional losers. Last one was Bobby Reaver saying exactly the same thing. What a coincidence. They couldn't possibly be paying any attention to me. Where the hell am I? Is that like 1-2? Yeah. 3-4. That's good. think we're plussing. Not anymore. 1, 2. Ooh, 3, 4. Sad. Obviously I'm not going to hit that. I was just having a think. A touch of the 5:20 a.m.s, thinking I'm going back to bed. Oh, 1, 2. Back to the min. +1. Bugger. Pardon me. Alright, that doesn't look good, does it? I think that must be like 2, 3 now. 5, 6. Back to the Alright, I'm going to pause now and go back to bed. See you in a bit. Alright then, time to finish this off. No idea what the last bet was. Oh, okay. I'm just going to assume we're on a plus run. Well, that came to an end, didn't it? Back to the min. Win it. Then min it. Oops. 51. Yeah, I definitely have a hang-up about soft hits, and it's ridiculous, really. I think we're good. No, that would be a... oh God. Sorry, folks. We'll chase that one. 3, 4. Double. Ouch. Ouch. Damn. Let's see. That's going to be 11, 12, I think, because that was just rude. Look at the counts up here. All right. So 23, 25, and the drop is 500. Oh, that was a nasty one, wasn't it? So it's 5, 5, and now it's 6, 5. All right, now it's 5-5. Going to be running away, aren't we, if we lose this? And there it is, gone. All right, got to put my thinking cap on again. All right, so that was an unexpected disaster. So we're going to run away from here, leaving behind a marker for 3,463. And moving on, it's we're at a down of 5 and an out of 3 in thousands.
This is a reminder.
And when we get to the high roller, or it's middle roller actually, country, the down will be reduced. Sorry, the drop will be 1,000. Okay. All right, so we're in medium roller country, 1,000 to 25,000, and the drop is 1,000. So we're at 5-3, and there we go. Oh, that's a good start. So that's 5-3, 3.5, 3. I'm not inclined to go 4. Well, maybe I should. Damn it. Oh God. I hate those hidden aces. I mean, they should not allowed to have they should not be allowed to have aces under 8s. What I need now to compensate for that insult is a natural, please. Please, please. Did not get the natural, did I? Well, I think we're out of trouble. All right. So we're at 16 minutes. We've got the 5,530. I think we're about 7,000 ahead in total, but I'm going to wrap it up now. Not terrible. Not terrible. Could have been better. I'll run the Excel analysis in the fullness of time. Okay then, folks, so here's a fun fact to ponder. There is absolutely no way in hell that the professional losers on YouTube, the Vegas Matts, the Crazy Codys, the Bobby Rivases, the Bretskys, it's just a growing and probably endless list of people imitating the Trailblazer, who I think might have been Vegas Matt, but I'm not absolutely sure about that. I know he's the big dog in a rather grubby kennel currently, touting the notion that losing is fun and that the best way to play is like a complete mindless fool. Anyway, this is the latest set of yes, it's simulated, but you know what? If you don't understand that simulations are every bit as accurate as an actual shoe, every bit as real, every bit as relevant, then you shouldn't be here, because it's so easily demonstrated. And all of the smoke and mirrors that they throw out on YouTube, and the casino business has been doing it for years in real life in casinos. All of the crap about burn cards and penetration and shuffles and don't walk away from a losing streak because it could turn around with the next hand, all of that kind of stuff. Absolute bollocks. All that matters is patterns, the short-term ebb and flow, to and fro, yin and yang, back and forth, blah, bloody, blah, blah. You know, and here you've got a perfect illustration of a really, really nasty house edge, nearly 15%. And we didn't do that great in terms of money. It's about 4,000. but it was in 17 minutes, I think. And that's not terrible. But you look at these Shills, these Vegas Mats and John Sirasanis and so on, and they pound away and they put thousands upon thousands in play, and then they walk away either losers, or if they're lucky enough to encounter a situation where they win more bets than they lose, then they actually make a little bit of money. And what do? The next time they belly up to a table, they chuck it in the toilet. And the reason that they do that is because that is the way that the casinos want you to play, me to play, every idiot who sits down at a tilted table game in a casino. They want us all to bet like that. And to help us be even more stupid than we were when we started, they ply us with so-called free alcohol. And notice that more and more these clowns on YouTube are tipping waitresses $100 a drink, sort of tipping dealers hundreds, thousands. It's nonsense. If you bet at these games, specifically blackjack and baccarat, as a business, then you have to remember, yes, it is a good thing and it is a fair and friendly thing to do to tip generously, but not stupidly. Because when you lose, nobody's giving you any money back, unless, of course, you're a shill, and then sometimes you're getting promotional chips back, sometimes you're getting a rebate on your losses. So if you lose 100,000, they'll give you 10,000 back. They'll discount it. There are all kinds of tricky ways that these con men, these clowns, these shills on YouTube make money, and basically it's your expense. It's at your expense because they're teaching you a stupid way to play. If you're smart, you won't be watching them. So, the worst thing as far as I'm concerned, of course, is that if you're smart, you're probably not watching me either. Not because I'm not telling you the truth, and not because there's not something very, very useful in this whole notion of pattern betting, progressive betting in general, not because of that, but because the people who go to the channel where they'll find the channels where they'll find Vegas Matt and Co. are not very bright. I mean, what kind of an IQ are you likely to have if you get kicks out of watching somebody else lose money or win money, come to that? I mean, gambling is not a spectator sport. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the story this time. I thought we made about 7,000. I'd got that completely screwed up, but then my excuse is that I was out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 3:16, because I was fretting about the fact that I couldn't get the microphone to work on this new system of mine. And finally, when I was about to give up, it kicked in. I went all over the place. Never mind, you don't want to hear that. But let me just say to you, everything that I do here is accurate, it's honest, it's real. The only thing that isn't real, of course, is the money. But playing against the Wizard Sim, if you really believe that there's something wrong with that sim, beat it and show me how you've beaten it. And you're going to have to make a screen recording, because I'm not going to deal with somebody who sort of says, hey, look at this. I made 250,000 on the Wizard Sim. It's a piece of cake. And all that person has to do is to bet 100,000 2 or 3 times and then stop it when they make silly money. The kind of play, for instance, that you'll see with Crazy Cody in particular, sort of sitting there for 43 consecutive losses and betting 10 to 20,000 a time on 2 hands. I mean, absolute insanity, and it's the kind of thing that casinos love, because they want you to be as stupid as Crazy Cody, and as stupid as Dana White, and as stupid as Vegas Matt and Mr. Handpay, Jason Bulkey, and all the other clowns, Bobby Rivas and so on. I mean, come on. But these games can be beaten but only if you have a plan and you have a shitload of money behind you. That is a fact. One thing I want you to see, I've talked about it several times on these summaries, is come on, where is it? There we go. This is double or drop. And why isn't this working? Oh boy. There we go. All right. Double or drop is not something I'm specifically recommending. I'm just saying that it is another progressive betting method which does extremely well. Sometimes a lot better than pattern betting, which is annoying, but I'm trying to tell you the truth here, and I want you to see that I'm as transparent as I could possibly be. And double or drop is a method that I employed a few years back. And I don't know what it was that I didn't like about it. I've now got much faster, smarter, better Excel worksheets than I had back then. And now I'm thinking to myself, the nice thing about this, of course, is that it's an alternative to progressive betting, the way that I've done it for a long time and the way that I'm describing it in these demonstrations. And one of the things you need to do when you're playing as a business for money, to make money in a casino, not for kicks, not for fun, not for relaxation, but as a business, one of the things you need to do is to disguise what you're doing. And at least if you encounter scrutiny from a pit boss, and you will if you're playing blackjack, probably not with baccarat, but it's good to have an alternate method. The really smart thing to do if you start getting any sort of heat is to drop your bets, play on for a little bit, and then get out of there. But that's obviously up to you. But anyway, now the bad news for me in this particular set is that the algorithm did worse than I did playing in real time with unreal money against an unreal shoe. But this time it was a win of twice as much, 6,200, but considerably greater risk and much more action, as you can see there. Because if we go back to the there we go. You can see here the action was 33,000 against a lot the other way. But anyway, that's the end of that. I will. Oh dear! I can always be counted on to forget something when I think I've wrapped up a little rant or a demo or whatever, and then I think, oh God! Anyway, folks, you will, if you've been here before, and you've watched any of the demos, you'll know all about gags. Which is the moment when you get up and go, because it's not that you have crystal balls and can tell what's coming next. It's just that you want to protect yourself if a continued bad run against you would do serious damage. And this, of course, here is a perfect example of that situation. The rule, as you will know, is you get up and go if you're 5 bets behind, and if the next bet should be in excess of $1,000. I don't apply that rule when I'm playing blackjack, simply because I would have to slow the game up considerably, the demo up considerably, if I had to take notes, so that I'd know exactly when I'm X number of bets behind, and so on and so on. You can do that kind of thing when you're in a real play situation, in a real casino, real cards, real deal, blah, 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 real money, because you've got your chips in front of you and they tell you exactly where you're at. Not so easy when I'm demoing blackjack, but this is a perfect example of this was crap. Like we got 5 behind right here, and we'd have been gone. And as it turns out, down the road a little bit, we'd get a turnaround. But we had this losing double down here, followed by a winning double down, which because of the drop paid less than it should. So this is the kind of situation that I'm always talking about when I say anytime you feel uncomfortable, anytime you feel stressed in any way, anytime you feel threatened, challenged, just not enjoying yourself, get out of there. Get going. Go and find another game, but just make sure that you take your down, which is the amount that you're in the shed, and your out, which is the full value of your next bet, not a reduced drop zone value, but the full value of your next bet. Take it with you to another game. So, that's the essence of it. Yeah, right. Sorry, I had to make some barnyard noises there, so I thought I'd spare you that. Anyway, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, and it is ridiculous, when you watch somebody like Crazy Cody, who, because he had two hands out, I think his total number of consecutive losses was around 43, and it was the dumbest behaviour I think I've ever watched. And I watched a lot of John Sirasani, and he's pretty bloody stupid, let's face it. But really, I mean, the reason that I get as sort of like critical of these guys is that they have a stage, they have an audience, they could do all kinds of good things with what is available to them, but they don't care to do that because what they have to do is keep the casinos happy, right? So why is my little arrow blinking like that? I don't know. I'm going to push it out the way. That's a new thing. This must be something to do with the new system. I'll have to get my expert to advise me on that. But anyway, just to get back to what I was trying to say to you, this kind of situation just would not be survived, and these guys who throw money, good money after bad, like Crazy Cody and so on, are doing it because that's what the casinos want them to do, and they have to do what the casinos want them to do because otherwise they don't get video privileges and they don't get all the perks that come, like the rebates and like the promotional chips and like the comps and blah blah blah. And I get frustrated with the very existence of these people because having spent a considerable amount of time in Nevada, living there, playing there, watching the damage that's done by sheer stupidity, sort of self-destruction, if you like. I think it's immoral what the Vegas Mats and the Crazy Codys and the Bobby Rivases and all the rest of it are doing. And if they want to tell themselves that they're just entertaining people, it's a lie. They're peddling a very, very dangerous drug, and I think they know it. So that's how it is. Anyway, I think I've finished now.